Hello and welcome. This is July 2020. We are working on a basic Fancy Folds card series. This is card number 2, the pop-up card. And so we'll make this card, folds flat, but pops up when you open it. Okay? And we're going to make these beautiful tile stamps. So let's get started. Okay. Let's start with our pop-up mechanism. It's very easy to make. This is a basic pop-up mechanism. This is nothing fancy. It's just enough to allow you to make something for a quick and fun pop-up card without a lot of fuss. What we're going to do is make these square tubes, okay? And it's the square tube that will sit here in your card and allow your card to hold whatever image you're wanting to pop up. So to make these, it's very straightforward. Just take a scrap piece. This one's about 2 inches, I believe, by random length, and then score at 1/2 inch intervals. Okay, so I just put this on my score, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. So you can make several at once, and then you'll need 5 sections for your tube. Okay, and then you just fold and glue your tube together. So this is an excellent way to use your scraps. Then once you have your tube, take some double-sided tape. Here I used red line tape. Not sure where that is at the moment, so I'm just going to use my tearing tape. 2 adjacent sides you'll add tape to, and I'll show you in just 1 second. You can be any 2, they just have to be next to each other. Okay, and then I tape that down. Pull that tape in just a moment. Okay. So here I've got tape, tape, no tape, no tape. Okay, so 2 sides have the tape. Then you'll just pull this tape off to attach your tube to your card. Just remove your tape. I am going to go ahead and just add a little glue. I want to make sure that mine stays. You simply open your card, tape, 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 tape. Just line it up with the fold here, center it as best as you can. Close that down, okay? And then you are on your way to your first pop-up card. Okay. And the next thing we'll do is we will make this, which will sit here. Okay. So we will use the Stamparatus. To add our tile stamps for stamping. I forgot to tell you the stamps that we'll be using this time. We're going to use today's tiles from your annual catalog. We're going to use these two images as well as the sentiment. That's what I have loaded in the Stamparatus. We'll also use Country Home, our pictures, our floral image, and we'll also go ahead and add this sentiment. You are the happy to my day, because it's just lovely. And then we're going to use this floral image to put inside of our watering can here. So this image you will not find in the annual catalog, but rather in the beginner brochure, which is the flyer. I should have had one, but I don't have one handy with me. If you look on the website, on the shop page on the left-hand side, it will say beginner brochure, and you can find this set with these 4 images for stamping. And you've got a little Christmas image in here, so these are pretty all-purpose stamps. Okay, so let's start with, we'll start with this tile, and we're going to create this image for our card. Okay, we're using today Misty Moonlight, Seaside Spray, and Daffodil Delight. Okay, our card base is Smoky Slate, and we'll do our stamping on white. But this is the color image for our tiles. Isn't it? Oh, it's just perfect. It's perfect for these tiles. Okay. One thing with this set, it's a little bit, you just have to think of this through before you stamp with this one. Your largest image, the first image we're going to lay down, the background, I go ahead and do that in the darkest color. So in this case, I'm using this dark blue, so I'm going to put that down first. And the reason is when I go to add my top layer of stamping, which will be this lighter color, if I don't have this plate positioned exactly inside the first stamp, because I've got this darker color down first, it's self-correcting, so it won't look as if I've off stamped. It will absorb the extra ink and look as if that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so darker image first. The other thing with this stamp set, even though I know we've got the Stamparatus and I know we've got the options of doing 1, 2, I did find in actually using this stamp that it's best to stamp this one and then I pull this one off and I add this one on. So I don't do flipping with this one. I do just one plate at a time, because you want to be able to move this plate up and down and out to make sure that this top layer is sitting exactly where you want it to sit. So that is just a little tip if you're using today's tiles. So let's get this started and then I'll show you. Okay, I'm going to just place my paper down here and I'm going to go with Misty Moonlight first. So let me get this inked up. I feel like I'm losing some light here. Need to turn another light on, I think. Okay, ink this up, and I'm sorry. I always tell myself fairy footsteps, and I am an elephant stomper. Oh my word. Okay, so I've got this in here. Let's put this first layer down. Okay, and you do want to give yourself plenty of, I'm going to just turn an extra light on here. Oh, I guess that one was on. It just seems dark in here. Okay, just give that a moment to transfer. Make sure you push it down all the way across. That's a lot of tile there to cover. Okay, pull that up. Okay, it's pretty good. I do have a couple of places where the ink maybe didn't absorb as much as I would like. So let me just re-ink this. This is the beauty of the Stamparatus right here. Let me just re-ink this up and saturate that image a little more. Okay, and then the first one should be fine. It's when we add the second one that we need to pay attention. Okay. All right, good. I'm gonna go with that. Awesome. So remove this plate. Add your top layer image. Now we're going to switch to Seaside Spray, which is the lighter blue. Soft blue, I think is what they call it. Let me ink. Here I go with my elephant stomps. Okay. Now what you want to do is I try to line the stamp up here and here and just make sure that my top layer fits inside my image as best as I can. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Let's ink that again. Okay. And so even if I get this top layer a little bit off, because I've got that darker blue, you will not see it. So it's self-correcting if you use the darkest ink first. Oh, wow. Look what we did. Look what we did. That's great. I would like to add a third color layer. So we will do that with our markers. So I just pulled the yellow markers I had. I had a couple of alcohol markers and I had this Stampin' Write marker. I'm going to go ahead and use the Stampin' Write marker. Just pull what you have. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm not trying to color everything yellow. I'm just wanting to add some yellow highlights. And so I'm just going to take my marker and I'm going to go to each tile and very randomly add color. And again, I don't have to be perfect with this because I've put down that dark set, the Misty Moonlight first. And so everything that I add on top of that will get absorbed if it's not in the lines. Add this quickly. And I do want some white showing on the tiles. I just also want some yellow. So hopefully, I feel like I want to add more to this one, but I think I'm going to let it go. Oh, I forgot this one. Okay, look at that. How fun is that? Oh my goodness. It's just a fun, different set. Something to have other than florals is great. I love the flowers, but it's nice to stamp something other than the flowers once in a while. So eventually this is going to be our pop-up piece here. But let's work on, let's do our cover. So for our cover, we just need a seaside spray paper. So this one, I've just gone ahead and attached this. This one is 5 1/4 by 4. And so this piece that we'll put on top here, this will be 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, and all of those will be on your project share sheets. Just so you don't have to write everything down, but I just wanted you to know what those measurements were. Just take a 1/4 off from each side, basically. Okay, we could have just stamped on white, but what fun is that? Let's add some color. So we're going to take our smoky slate, and all we're going to do is drag this across the paper. But it's very important to keep the lightest touch, feather light touch that you can keep. It's a little bit, it's not as easy as it seems. Sometimes I hold this piece, but this can go awry. Just fair warning. Never start on, so I'm going to just barely touch it over the top. 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 So you really don't want to, let me turn this around and get some from this side. Okay, you're almost just tossing it across the paper. Okay, it's not easy. It's not easy. You have to practice. Hold everything down and just kind of toss it across the paper. And that will give you just a faint image in the background. It almost looks, you know, like hardwood or weathered wood, but that's, you just have to practice. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Okay, we need our floral image here. We're going to use this great cotton stamp from Country Home. I just ink it up. So the only thing is I want the bottom of the stamp to be off the paper. So I'm just going to straight down, straight up, and you'll notice I've got the edge of the stamp hanging off the paper. Okay, and then I do want a little more full image. So I'm going to add a little bit right here. Re-ink. Notice I'm not stamping off. I'm just going to nudge this right into the corner of the stamp. It fits very nicely. Okay. That out of the way. Okay, we're done with Smoky Slate for now. Let's go ahead and get our sentiment stamped here so we can add this to our card and be done. I just pulled the Just Wanted to Say Hello sentiment from the Today's Tiles set and doing it in the Misty Moonlight because it is our sentiment, so we want it to pop out a little bit. No rules here. I just kind of place it wherever it seems centered and appropriate. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So let that dry, and then we can just add this to the front of our card at this point, and we will be ready to work on the inside. I mean, this, you could just do this by itself. I know you're going to practice tossing those ink cubes across the paper. It's like an Olympic sport. Just slide it across and see what you get. Okay. I mean, that's pretty just like that. Wow. Okay, but we've got to work on the inside. We need some fun going on the inside of the card as well. See, I didn't glue this well enough, and it's popping up, which is making me not happy. Good. All right, so we've got our tile. We need our background piece up here is what I need. So for the back of the card here, when I'm cutting, I a lot of times have offcuts. So this is just an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I just cut off the end for some reason. I just didn't need it. So a lot of times what I do with these is I curve them like this, and then they can be banners. But obviously this offcut is too big. Do I have a smaller one? I don't think I do. So I'll just show you with this one. And so I started to put this on the inside here. It was smaller. This one's a bit large. But I thought I need to have something else going on. So I've pulled this pine wood planks, and I'm trying to see if I have one handy. Okay. So I pulled this pine wood planks, ran it through my Big Shot, and then this is what I get. This is what you get. And so I was going to try to put this in here and do something over the top, but I didn't like that. So I did go ahead and just cut. I cut this down and just ended up with, I just cut these corners, okay? And then just ended up with some pieces like this. And so I will take these pieces and put them, I'm working on the wrong card. We'll just glue these down in here. But I don't want to glue them until you can take 2, 3, 4, however many pieces you have and lay them here. I've just got these 3, so I'm going to make this work. But I need my sentiment there, which I will need to punch. So let me find a piece of paper. We're going to do the sliding again. Oh no, here we go. We're going to slide again. Okay. We're going to punch this one out though with our punch. But let's slide first. Okay. Here we go. Slide. Slide. Oh, that one's not doing as good. Oh, I'm definitely not going to pull that one, am I? Look at that. Okay. Oh, I'm glad this one's not our background. This one's not nearly as pretty. That's okay though. I might pull like right here. So all I'm gonna do is get my sentiment from Country Home. Stamp that and then punch that out. Okay. And then we want to place this here. Like that. Okay. There. Okay, now we need our pictures and some sprigs. So I've got these cut out. So for our sprig, now we're going to take our picture. I'm going to set this just to make sure this is glued down. Set that. Okay. So for our picture, I'll take Country Floral. You have to keep them down a little bit. I'll show you why. And then I'm going to take the sprig, just do like that. But keep it down a little bit. I'll show you why. It's got to fit inside the card. Okay. Take your dimensionals. Okay. The top of your watering can has to stay inside the card. So I put my watering can like this. I'm not going to glue this permanent right now. Let me just put a little snail to give you an idea, like that, and we push this down. Okay, so that's where that watering can would go. Okay, and then we can straighten it out a little bit. Okay, and then for this other picture, same thing. Now we're going to take two of these . And we'll just tape that here. Okay. And then this one we can place in here, and we can place this one higher because we didn't put the greenery coming out of the top of the container. So we can place this one a little bit higher, and then I try to have the sentiment showing through. I think I might have put that glue a little too high up, but we'll be okay. Okay. Push that down like that. Look at that. That's our pop-up. I guess I can go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit of glue back here. Nope. Go ahead and put that down. I mean, how cute. Oh, I love that. And then we need just a piece of writing paper here. So your kit, when you get your kit, one of the writing pieces will have the little washi tape on here. We can just pull that off. But that piece is our writing paper. It will fit perfectly right right here. Okay, we did it. A basic pop-up card. With today's tiles because they're beautiful. Okay, look at that. Just wanted to say hello. You are the happy to my day. Beautiful. It's got that, what do they call it now? Not farmhouse chic, but urban chic, urban farmhouse. I don't know. Anyway, it's pretty. I hope you enjoy it. That's card number 2. Thanks for watching. Bye.